The City of Toronto's vacant home tax is meant to make housing more available as well as affordable.
But there are questions over whether the tax is actually working the way it was intended to. CTV's Beth Macdonell reports.
You've got really good natural light coming into this space.
Not much is selling these days, including this one-bedroom plus den condo in Scarborough, available for $375,000.
Our real estate group alone is sitting on somewhere between 30 and 40 properties that are currently up for sale that could be turned over into rentals if there was an appetite to do so.
In 2022, the City of Toronto brought in the vacant home tax as a way to make more housing available and affordable. Broker Carol Fodrick says then clients who moved to a second home during the pandemic did decide to sell or rent their primary residence. But now the number of homes intentionally left vacant is very low.
The reality is that in the last handful of years, the market conditions have changed so dramatically that, in fact, the tax may have run its course in terms of its efficacy.
City numbers show in 2022, nearly 7,000 homes were deemed vacant. In 2024, nearly 6,000, a drop of 1,000. Both years, less than 1% of all properties were vacant. However, the city tells CTV it cannot confirm whether residential properties that were identified as vacant have been rented. Nor is it clear the revenue being collected from the vacant home tax, levied at 3% of the property's value. CTV asked for the total amount to date. Despite tens of millions being projected, we were told staff continue to process complaints, appeals, and exemptions, and it will be shared later this year, saying the vacant home tax is a policy tool designed to increase the supply of housing in Toronto and is not intended to be revenue generating.
The city says early indications suggest the vacant home tax continues to encourage property owners to occupy, sell, or rent their homes rather than leave them vacant.
The Toronto Regional Real Estate Board says when it comes to condos right now, more supply has come online. Buyers and renters have a lot of choice, but it doesn't necessarily mean units are being filled.
Because there's so much competition between different units. And I think, the city will have to also take into account for that and sort of think about, well, how does our policy, our vacant tax policy sort of shift over time?
Meanwhile, as properties continue to sit and owners manage debt, there are concerns the vacant home tax could eventually kick in.
That's obviously adding another layer of urgency to what is already a very stressful situation for people trying to move properties in a very challenging market.
The city says it does not apply to an owner's principal residence, regardless how long it takes to sell. A secondary property is exempt for a year, regardless if it was vacant beforehand. Beth Macdonell, CTV News.